Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity girls hockey contest between the visiting Flyers of Framingham High School and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. It's the start of a new winter season here at Walter Brown as Brookline and Framingham get ready with their new 2023-24 squads. As you can see from the pregame clock in the bottom left corner of your screen, we're a little less than 5 minutes underway, so let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the rosters for the teams coming in today. We'll start with the visiting Flyers of Framingham. Going in order of jersey number, first off, we have a senior forward and co-captain, number 2, Carolyn Cotta. A sophomore forward, number 5, Ariala Diaz-Pagano. A junior forward, number 6, Zoe Yale. A senior defenseman and co-captain, number 7, Mackenzie Coleman. A junior forward, number 9, Maggie Robinson. A junior defenseman, number 10, Heidi Holker. A freshman forward, number 11, Keken Majors. A junior forward, number 12, Tamarit Samuel. A senior defenseman and co-captain, number 13, Jasper Russo. A senior defenseman, number 15, Katie Quinn. A freshman forward, number 19, Sophia Laprelle. A sophomore defenseman, number 20, Emily Hudson. A sophomore forward, number 21, Lane Dilita. A senior forward and co-captain, number 22, Caroline Maud. A freshman defenseman, number 23, Madison Donnelly. A junior forward, number 24, Tatum Villa. A junior forward, number 26, Tariqua Samuel. A freshman forward, number 27, Natalie Peck. And a freshman goalie, number 30, Echo Yale. Head coach of the Framingham High girls hockey team is Casey Diana. Now let's take a move over to the other side of the ice, and let's get the lineup, or I should say the roster for the 2023-24 Brookline High Warriors. Going again in order of jersey number. First off, we have a junior goalie, number 1, Aurora Charbonneau. A sophomore forward, number 2, Emma Lurie. A junior defenseman, number 7, Casey McCarthy. A freshman defenseman, number 8, Jordan Gifford. A freshman forward, number 9, Selena Charbonneau. A freshman forward and defenseman, number 14, Serafina Ritzenthaler. A sophomore forward, number 15, Clara Tebow. A junior forward and co-captain, number 17, Izzy Pace. A junior forward, number 18, Soo Jin Koo. A freshman defenseman, number 20, Caitlin Wilson. A junior defenseman, number 21, Etta Reed. A junior forward, number 22, Birdie Hawkins. A sophomore forward, number 24, Caroline Hughes. A freshman forward, number 25, Caitlin Schlager. A freshman goalie, number 33, Jacqueline Solovi. And a senior forward and co-captain, number 37, Meredith Allen. Head coach of the Brookline High girls hockey team in her first year in Brookline is Sarah Schwensfire. So those are your two rosters. We've got a little over a minute left to go. Brookline versus Framingham here at Walter Brown Arena. You are watching Brookline High Hockey. Brookline coming around the back. Pass back to Lackey. Lackey sends it. Oh, chance! Chance scores! Kathleen Simmons into the attack and pass to an open teammate. Shot saved by Charbonneau. Nice save by Charbonneau off of a dangerous chance. Finds Chin. Chin passes across to Pace. Izzy Pace in open ice, making her approach, firing a shot. Score! Izzy Pace loves it here at Walter Brown. All right. The pregame horn has sounded, and we will soon be getting this game underway. I see we've already got our first notes in the live chat from Made a Funny. You know, just some simple let's go woo and some shout-outs to some specific players, Jordan and Caitlin, referring, I presume, there's a couple of Caitlins on Brookline's side, Wilson and Schlager, and then, of course, Jordan Gifford. And I highly encourage the audience participation. If there's anything you would like to say, I encourage you to say it in the live chat. Could be as simple as go Brookline or go Framingham. No matter who you're rooting for, we appreciate fans bringing the good vibes in the live chat. You want to shout out a specific player, that's also a good use of the live chat. You want to let us know where you're tuning in from, that can be fun with the online live streams that can be watched all over the world. If you notice any technical difficulties, I encourage you to speak up. It may be something I don't notice on my end, and it might be something that's a simple fix. And then, of course, if I'm mispronouncing any names on either side, I encourage you to correct me in the live chat. And now here comes the national anthem. All right, that was our national anthem. And we're going to get starting lineups. First up for Framingham, I think I heard Zoe Yale. And Tatum Villa. Maggie Robinson. Jasper Russo. And Mackenzie Coleman. And then the goalie, Echo Yale. Now the starters for Brookline, starting with number 22, Birdie Hawkins. Next up, number 15, Clara Tebow. Next up is number 24, Caroline Hughes. Next up is number 8, Jordan Gifford. And then rounding it out is number 7, Casey McCarthy. And the goalie, number 1, Aurora Charbonneau. So the pregame ceremony is slightly out of order from what we're used to. We got the national anthem, then the starting lineup, so the players got a little confused. But we're about ready to get this one going. We got some more shout-outs in the live chat. Clarification of which Caitlin was being shouted out. It was number 20, Caitlin Wilson, as both Gifford and Wilson receiving multiple shout-outs here. Happy to see support for the new incoming freshmen. As they're going to be asked to play some big roles. We saw Gifford already in the starting lineup. Brookline did graduate a number of key contributors from last year's team, including someone who I see in the live chat, Julia Janowski. Happy to see you tuning in and supporting the team as an alum. Hope all is well at college for you. As we get ready to get this one started, opening face-off, it's going to be Caroline Hughes taking it for Brookline and number 9, Maggie Robinson taking it for Framingham. Here we go. The new season underway. The loose puck is picked up by Framingham's number 6 trying to go around the defense. Could not stay with it and gets pinned to the boards. That was number 6, Zoe Yale on the initial attack. Could not quite finish. Pass along the back end. Long insert is knocked in. Framingham on the board already off the redirect. I believe that was Maggie Robinson. Number 9, Maggie Robinson on the redirect off the insert from, I believe, number 7, Mackenzie Coleman. 19 seconds in, and the Flyers are on the board. This face-off won by Brookline, but again, the forward pressure of Yale is proving a big factor early in this one as Yale brings it around the boards. Pass goes around, now slightly deflected. Another big hit goes to the back end and is kept by the Flyers. I believe that's Robinson who just scored the goal. It was knocked loose by Gifford. Now taken in the corner by number 24, sent around to the opposite corner where it's taken by Yale. Yale battling for it. And it is taken away by Hughes with help from Tebow. Hughes bringing it up the near sideline and sending it down into the Framingham end while Brookline makes a full change. And the attempted clear sails all the way down to the opposite end, and that will be icing. PA announcer just confirmed the goal was scored by number 9, Maggie Robinson, assisted by number 7, Mackenzie Coleman. Face off, they get tangled up. It's knocked loose, recovered by Brookline, sent around by number 21, Etta Reed. Now battling for it along the boards. Brookline trying to keep up the pressure. Still being fought and scrummed for, ultimately recovered by Framingham, but the clear push wasn't quite enough, and it gets deflected back, chased down by number 10, but now intercepted. I believe that was Su Chin Koo, but then number 10 takes it back, and it's cleared all the way down the sideboards for another icing call. Looks like we got another line change for Brookline and for Framingham as they face off in the Brookline end. It gets sent to the corner. Move it around, recovered by Brookline. Long shot goes well wide. Recovered now by Gifford. Gifford coming around the back, pass almost, but Meredith Allen got too tangled up with the defenders, couldn't get a stick on it. Recovered by number 10, Heidi Holker, sends it up the line. Clears the blue. Jordan Gifford trying to push it back, but was outnumbered. Goes up the ice, and defense trying to recover it. Pass through the middle, just barely broken up by Brookline there. Now Allen passing it up, and it's sent off the boards and way down. This might be icing if it keeps going. It does not keep going. It is taken by Framingham's number 23, Madison Donnelly. Donnelly tries to clear, but it's intercepted by Hughes. Hughes approaching, shot wide. Around the boards as McCarthy pushes it back. There's a brief horn sound. I think there was a bit of an error with the PA there. Off the boards, it is recovered by Brookline. Backhander forward and is snagged by Echo Yale. Off the deflection up in the air. That one from the defenseman, I believe number 21, Etta Reed, with that backhand. Face off, fought for, and is ultimately collected by Zoe Yale. Taken back by Hughes, gets back to the neutral zone. Big windup and hit all the way down to Charbonneau off the stick of number 20, Emily Hudson. Pushed around the back. Zoe Yale chasing it down. Recovers it off the boards for herself. Backhander through to the slot. Dangerous chance, but too many bodies in there, and Framingham couldn't push it through. McCarthy tries to clear it out. It is recovered by Holker, sent off the boards. McCarthy recovers it again. Tries to push it through. Intercepted by Zoe Yale and kept on the attack. Yale along the boards gets a pass back to Holker. Holker, insert, deflected, but turned aside by Charbonneau that time. Yale with it in the corner, pass it down for Robinson. Robinson coming around the back, covered by Reed. Pass over to Yale. Yale tries to send it back through the slot. Nobody waiting for it, though, and it's easily intercepted by Brookline. Hughes tries to pass, but is blocked, and Yale pushes it back into the Brookline end as Framingham does a line change. Reed, long pass, miscommunication with Hawkins. It's intercepted by Holker. Sent off the boards. Bit of a scrum. It is ultimately taken by number 11, Keegan Majors. Shot was blocked by the stick of McCarthy. Now recovered. Framingham trying to skate through. Nice poke check as coming out off the bench was number 9, Selena Charbonneau. Now a long shot saved by Aurora Charbonneau. I gotta specify now, as both Charbonneau sisters out on the ice at the moment. Up against the boards. Attempted pass back. A battle for the puck is recovered by Framingham. Shot deflects off a defender and then might have been turned aside by Charbonneau. Sent into the corner, battling for it is number 2, Carolyn Cotta for Framingham. Goes all the way around the boards, recovered again by the Flyers. Pass almost gets through to Cotta, but she couldn't get her stick on it. Recovered by number 13, Jasper Russo, but it is poked back by Brookline, chased down by Mackenzie Coleman, sent up to Majors, who sends it all the way around, going to be chased down by Cotta. Cotta tries to send it through, nice block by the Brookline defense. I believe that was Selena Charbonneau on that block there. Sent back to the neutral zone. Got a bit tangled up. Caitlin Wilson tried to send it forward. It was knocked back. Now knocked back again by number 23, Madison Donnelly. No icing as it goes down to the Brookline end. Pass goes up to Izzy Pace. Pace backhands it forward. Selena Charbonneau chasing it down, gains the blue. Got a player on her left. Pass could not be corralled by Soo Jin Koo, and it's taken back by Framingham. They go back the other way. Donnelly skating with it. Shot saved by Charbonneau as she gloves it. We'll have a Brookline end face-off. Almost a huge chance there from the Pace Charbonneau Koo line, as Charbonneau was skating with it with Koo wide open on her left, but the pass just didn't quite connect, and so Koo couldn't get the shot off. Face-off won by Framingham, but they're struggling to corral it. Meredith Allen applying the forward pressure to clear it out. Coleman sends it off the boards for Yale. Zoe Yale, a long insert, is just going to be covered up by Aurora Charbonneau. I love seeing how engaged fans are in the live chat. I may not be able to answer every comment, but I'll try and look as often as I can. Obviously, while the action's going, I won't be able to do that. Nice block. Attempted shot by Coleman was blocked by number 25, Caitlin Schlager. Now another shot. This one sails high off the stick of Holker. Attempted pass to the slot, broken up by the Brookline defense. Now skating back with it, I believe it's Schlager. Schlager dumps it in, chases after it herself. Battling with Holker for the puck in the corner. Tries to send a pass back, finds Hughes. Hughes trying to push through, disrupted by Holker, but Hughes recovers it. Hughes skating around the back. Hughes approaching, but was walled off by Holker and Yale. Schlager trying to keep up the pressure, but the puck gets away from her. Pass goes up the far side. Working it through the neutral zone. Taken back by Brookline, sent back to center ice, where it's taken by Zoe Yale. Yale pushes it into the Brookline end as Framingham makes a line change. Attempted clear, intercepted by Cotta. Cotta, the shot blocked by Charbonneau. Putback is missed wide off the stick of Pagano. Now a race to the puck. Hughes going to get there first. Caroline Hughes leaves it in open ice for Tebow. Tebow, the shot off the post. Rebound out the back. Brookline keeping up the attack. A pass through to the slot. Hughes battling for it. Lost it. Tebow recovers. Shot is saved by Yale. A great push there from the Hughes-Hawkins-Tebow line. As that shot from from Tebow went off the post, and then her second shot saved by Echo Yale. As this one cleared all the way down. No icing. Cotta chases it down first. Pass back, nobody there. Intercepted by Hawkins. Hawkins off the boards, taken back by the Flyers, sent down to Cotta. Cotta, pass back, insert, blocked by Charbonneau. Taken back by Brookline, and it's pushed into the neutral zone, and we might have our first penalty, and we do have our first penalty, as I believe that was Pagano, who pushed a little too hard, a little too close to the boards against Tebow, trying to cut off her path there, and so Brookline will get the first power play of the day. With 6:37 on the clock here in the first period, Brookline will have the 2-minute power play. Face-off won by Brookline. Wind-up shot turned aside by Yale off the big fire from Etta Reed. It's recovered by Pace. Pace trying to battle through the double team, could not. It's cleared out by Robinson. Chased down by Selena Charbonneau. Charbonneau skating with it through the neutral end. Gains the blue line. Pinned to the boards by Robinson, and it's cleared out as Aurora Charbonneau has to block that off the clear from Hudson. Charbonneau miscommunicates there with Koo as it's cleared back by Coleman. Aurora Charbonneau leaves it for Etta Reed, who sends it around the back for Pace. Pace gets it up to Selena Charbonneau. Gets tripped up, but no call. Could have been a potential 5-on-3, but I think the refs just didn't see that one, as they were probably expecting that to be a more lackadaisical sequence. Now Brookline skating with it. This is Pace trying to force her way through, but it's stolen away. But keeping up the pressure, this is Gifford. Gifford tried to insert, cleared out, taken back by Koo. Koo fires, blocked by Hudson, I believe. Chased down in the corner by Pace now. Pace battling with Coleman. Coleman wrenches it out. Taken back by Brookline. This is Charbonneau. Charbonneau pass back to Reed. Reed winds, fires, blocked. Reed recovers, pushes forward, intercepted. And it's going to be cleared out by, I believe, number 27, Natalie Peck. Brookline starting up again. This is Koo approaching. Koo coming around the back. Looking. Gives it back to Reed. Reed, long insert. It's down. Scrum around the puck. Still loose. Almost had it for a second, but it's taken away by Zoe Yale, and that concludes the penalty. Brookline couldn't quite take advantage of the power play there. As now both teams make a full change. Holker pushes it into the Brookline end, chased down by Wilson. Wilson, long push straight up the middle. and that's going to be icing. 4:05 on the clock here in the first period. Framingham with a 1-0 lead off the goal from Maggie Robinson, assisted by Mackenzie Coleman. Face off, still battled for, recovered by Tebow, pushed into the neutral end. Tebow taking off with space. Tebow gains the blue, pass across, finds Hughes. Hughes couldn't get a clean shot off, was blocked. Rebound recovered by Tebow, pass misses, but recovered by McCarthy, backhand forward. Taken along the back end by the Flyers, and they clear it out. But that will be icing. Brookline has had a few good offensive pushes, but just can't quite get the stick on the puck to get the shots on goal that they need. But they have shown some good attacks here in the first period, although they still trail. Face-off is collected by Robinson. Robinson couldn't get it past number 14, Serafina Ritzenthaler. Now a battle for the puck is ultimately collected by Robinson. Robinson couldn't keep track of the puck. It's taken by Tebow, but knocked loose by Russo. Now sent around the boards by Robinson. It's collected by Gifford. Gifford, pass, misses everybody, taken by Russo. Russo sends it back to the Brookline end, blocked by Hughes. Hughes couldn't push it through. Zoe Yale takes it. Yale approaching shot, turned aside, might have been slightly deflected by the defense there of Gifford. Or is that Charbonneau? 8 and 9 can be hard to tell apart sometimes. I believe it's Gifford. It is Gifford. My mistake. Ritzenthaler clears it up briefly, but stolen back by Coleman. Coleman recovers the puck. Pass back to Russo. Long shot blocked wide. Attempted clear, taken back by Russo. This one turned aside by Aurora Charbonneau. Gifford pass gets away from Tebow and gets away from everybody as it's going to slide into the Framingham end. Coleman backhands it back to the neutral area where it's taken by Cotta. Pass up to Pagano. Pagano weaving her way through defenders, but now poked away by Reed. Reed takes the puck back, but it's stolen back by Pagano. Pagano shot off the crossbar. Recovered by Holker, approach, deflects over the net. Chase down in the corner. Couldn't quite get a pass off. That was Majors. Now a pass back from Cotta goes back to, I believe, Holker, and it's saved by the glove of Charbonneau. 1:47 on the clock. Face off, collected by Cotta. Cotta, pass to the slot, could not get a stick on it as Pagano was crashing for it. Scrum along the boards, knocked back towards the Brookline end, chased down by Reed. Reed sends it off the boards, gets away from Pagano, recovered, pass to Pagano, blocked by Wilson that time. Reed sends it back around. Brookline trying to clear it out, could not. Pushed back by Hudson. Now a pass just barely deflected by Reed. That could have been a dangerous pass to the slot as Majors was waiting for it. Now Brookline clears it out. Corralled by Hudson. Pass. Gets away from Cotta. Chased down by Gifford. 1 minute left in the period. Pass across to McCarthy. Stolen back by Majors. Off the deflection, Cotta has it. Keeps with it. Pass goes back to Holker. Holker tries to send an insert, but it's blocked. Cleared out. Chased down by Koo, who backhands it into the neutral area. Taken back. Cotta pushes it wide of the net. Off the back end, it's taken by McCarthy. McCarthy, pass. Deflected by Koo. Taken back by Holker. Caught up in the skates. Recovered. Walled off at point-blank range by Charbonneau. As I believe that was number 27, Natalie Peck, who was trying to make a play on the puck there. Now an offsides call as Selena Charbonneau gained the blue while Koo was still in the Framingham end. This will be a neutral zone face-off with 9.8 seconds. Hughes tries to push it forward, and it's taken back. A long hit by Russo is blocked by Charbonneau, and that will end the first period. Our score at the end of one, the Framingham Flyers 1, the Brookline Warriors 0. The lone goal from the first period scored in the first 19 seconds of the game by Maggie Robinson, assisted by Mackenzie Coleman. But they've been playing even since that time. All right, I'm going to take, during this first intermission, I'm going to take a break off the mic and mute it, but I'll be back for the second period. Remember, folks, if there are any fans, either Brookline fans or Framingham fans that you know of that you think might want to watch this game, be sure to send them the link so that they can tune in. Other than that, I'm going to mute the mic. I'll be back for the second period. Stay tuned. Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts, bringing you the second period of today's high school varsity girls hockey contest between the visiting Framingham Flyers and the hosting Brookline Warriors. The visitors jumped on the scoreboard early in the first period, scoring within the first 19 seconds on a goal by Maggie Robinson, assisted by Mackenzie Coleman. And ultimately, as you can see on the scoreboard in your on the bottom left corner of your screen, according to the official shots on goal count, or at the very least, the count they're giving us on the scoreboard. Don't know if they'll adjust that later, but according to the scoreboard, Framingham outshot Brookline 9-3 in terms of shots on goal in that first period. Though I will say a number of those shots I think just came from a really long distance where they were pretty easy saves for Aurora Charbonneau in net for Brookline. But Framingham, I would say, definitely has a bit of an edge in the possession game so far. Brookline did, however, get some nice attack approaches at different points in the first period. Really, it's just a matter of finishing, because we saw a couple where it's like they needed to just complete one last pass in order to have a really good look at the net, and the pass just ended up sliding to the wrong spot or missed timing or bouncing off someone's skate. You know, just got to fine-tune those last few details if they want to get things moving. Opening face-off of the second period is going to pit Brookline's Caroline Hughes against Framingham's Maggie Robinson. Aurora Charbonneau back in net for Brookline. Echo Yale back in net for Framingham. Brookline starting with the Hughes, Hawkins, Tebow forward line with the Gifford-McCarthy defensive pairing. For Framingham, the forward line of Robinson, Zoe Yale, and Tatum Villa, with the defensive pairing of Coleman and Russo. There's a brief delay as they had to fix the net on Framingham's side. Couldn't get it in the spots right, but now we are underway. Push deep into the Brookline end, and again, Zoe Yale racing after it. Big deflection by Aurora Charbonneau on the attempted pass. Now they get it back to Russo. Russo sends it wide. Just hanging there right in front of the net. And now it's taken around the back by Yale, poked loose. McCarthy sends it around the boards. Russo recovers, trying to push it forward, gets it to Yale. Yale pass, gets through, shot is in. That's going to be Maggie Robinson again with her second goal of the afternoon. Brookline just couldn't clear that one out. And again, the forward pressure from Zoe Yale, while not registering her any points, is proving critical for Framingham's offensive push. As they're pushing right back with it, long shot from Carolyn Cotta, sails high, recovered by Etta Reed. Sent around the boards, intercepted by Cotta, but knocked loose again by Reed. Etta Reed's made a number of nice defensive plays today. Izzy Pace tripped up. That is going to send someone to the box. And I believe that is going to be Emily Hudson, number 20, going to the box for 2 minutes. Brookline going to get their second power play opportunity of the day. Weren't able to get any good looks last time on the advantage. We'll see what they do this time. Face-off is won by Brookline. Back to Reed. Long shot, save, put back chance. Oh, just missed wide. Selena Charbonneau was right there, but couldn't get her stick on it right. And this clear blocked by Gifford, but couldn't keep it on the attack end as it's forced out to the neutral zone by Cotta. PA announcer announces the goal by Robinson, assisted by Jasper Russo. As Brookline tries to go back on the attack, but it's knocked back. Now Framingham on the attack on the shorthand. But the attempted pass back knocked away by Suchin Koo, who's battling for the puck. And now Suchin Koo breaking away. Shot is saved by Yale. Great forecheck by Suchin Koo to take away that puck and give herself a breakaway chance, but couldn't get it past Echo Yale. Face-off is going to be covered up by Yale after a number of deflections. We'll have another face-off. Minute 8 seconds left on the power play. Face-off is ultimately corralled by Framingham, sent off the boards, out of reach for Wilson. It's going to go all the way back to Charbonneau as she just watched it go wide of the net, taken by McCarthy. McCarthy pass, another pass deflected into open ice where it's chased down by Donnelly. Now, after getting cut off, it's taken by McCarthy, but her pass deflected, intercepted by Donnelly, but couldn't get her stick on the backhand swing there. It's taken away by Hughes. Hughes gains the blue line. Hughes heading down to the corner, stops, poked loose, and now sent out to the opposite corner. Racing in to get it is McCarthy. Off the deflection, it's taken by Tebow. Tebow tries to push it forward, walled off, cleared out by Peck. Reed chasing after it. Coming around the back, sends it along the boards for Hawkins, deflected, taken by Holker. Holker sends it down to the Brookline end. Reed's clear, intercepted pass, intercepted back by Hughes as the penalty ends. And Hughes met at her own blue line as it's knocked loose. Holker trying to chase after it. McCarthy and Holker battling for the puck. Knocked loose, it goes back long, shot caught up in the skates, around the slot. Backhander saved by Charbonneau. Keeping on the offensive pressure, Peck's shot is blocked. McCarthy tries to clear it, it's taken back, pushed forward. Peck trying to get it, it's just sort of hanging there, and Hughes takes it away. Attempted clear is stopped, but now intercepted by McCarthy, who clears it up to the neutral zone. Knocked back by Coleman before Koo could take off with it. This is Peck chasing after it, got a teammate to pass to, but it's knocked away by Charbonneau. Peck recovers, pass walled. Koo trying to clear it out, but it's taken away by Donnelly. Donnelly coming around the back. Comes around, pass through the slot, just misses her target, as that was aimed at number 26, Tariqua Samwell. Now taken back by Selena Charbonneau. Charbonneau weaving around defenders. Dumping it into the Framingham end. It's going to be taken by Hudson. Hudson sends it around the boards. Samwell. Sent back to the Framingham end. Samwell trying to clear it. It is ultimately cleared, and that's going to be icing. I gotta say, the transition abilities of Selena Charbonneau, very impressive in her first varsity game here. Face-off is battled for, knocked back, and pushed through to the neutral zone by Framingham, taken by Gifford. That was Tatum Villa who poked it forward. Now the pass goes back to Coleman. Stolen away by Tebow. Tebow working up the far side, lost control of the puck. Villa taking it back and pushing it back into the neutral area. Ritson-Thaler coming back to meet her. The clear is taken by Zoe Yale. Yale gets passed back to Russo and across to Coleman. Coleman up the near side, misses Villa. Ritson-Thaler lost her footing trying to get that puck, so now Hawkins has to get it. As more players lose their footing in that exact same spot. Zamboni might want to check that spot on its next trip around the ice. Coleman ultimately sends it off the boards. Russo protects the clear attempt, sends it around the back. Ritson-Thaler trying to move it along the corner, lost her footing again. Now Hawkins sends it to the middle. Tebow couldn't keep it. Out of the scrum, it's sent far side. Russo dumps it into the Brookline end as Framingham commits to a full change. Ritson-Thaler pass gets away from Hughes. Holker sends it off the back. And clear attempt walled off by Hudson. She sends it wide. Tebow takes it on the other end. And the pass misses, taken by Cotta. Cotta's pass off a skate, recovered by Pagano. Knocked away by Ritson-Thaler. Pagano poked again by Ritson-Thaler. Now a long pass gets back. Knocked away by Brookline as Charbonneau came screaming off the bench to knock that one loose. Koo pushes it into the attack end. Racing around the back to get it is Pace. Pace backhands it around for Charbonneau. Charbonneau tried to pass, blocked by the skates, and taken back by Pagano. Pagano racing with it, gets around Wilson. Pagano breaking away, shot saved by Charbonneau. Now taken back, a pass across, shot blocked. Big save on the breakaway chance by Aurora Charbonneau there, as she now covers this one up. Folks, I mentioned before, let me know if there are any technical difficulties, as we've got a goalie substitution. Brookline's going to sub out Aurora Charbonneau and bring in number 33, Jacqueline Solovi. Russo sends a shot, deflects just wide. Anyway, what I was saying is if the screen seems a little too dark or too bright or anything like that, let me know and I can adjust the exposure, as that is something I got to do with the indoor games. Donnelly coming around the back, passes it back to Peck. Peck, long shot, saved by Solovi. Jacqueline Solovi, the rare right glove goalie. Face off, won by Framingham, goes back to Holker. Shot caught by Solovi. This face-off is sent out far side, taken by Brookline. That was Tebow, who now blocks the forward push with her skates and sends it up. Hughes taking it, just couldn't get past Coleman. Gifford off the backline change, walls that off on the boards. Now taken by Brookline, pass to an open Hawkins. Hawkins slips and falls, trying to recover the puck. She does push it to the back. Off the ricochet, the shot is stopped by Yale, but recovered by Tebow. Tries to send it through. Tebow still fighting for it, sends it across the slot, but nobody there. Hughes battling for the puck. It's knocked away, but recovered by Gifford. Gifford, pass deflected, taken by Tebow, sent wide of the net. Chased down by Coleman, and clears it out. Chased down by Gifford. Gifford, pass They just can't seem to clear it out. A couple of whiffs and blocks there, but it is recovered by Tebow. Tebow now lifts it, bounces past Hudson. No icing as it's chased down by the Flyers. Forward pressure from Pace. Lost her stick. Did slow down the advance, and now McCarthy blocks the clear, pushes it forward, and it's covered up off the bounce by Yale. Framingham end face-off, 5:34 on the clock here in the second period. Face-off lost in the official skates. Now battling along the boards. And Framingham gets it out to the neutral zone. Villa sends it forward, and it's going to be covered up by Solovi. Almost a wide open chance for Zoe Yale, as there was no one else except Solovi in that Brookline end after Villa pushed it forward, but didn't have the angle to chase that one down. Face off. Attempted clear, walled off by Coleman, sent down to Robinson. Robinson approaching, pass, misses. Yale in the slot, recovered, shot by Russo, blocked by Pace, and now cleared out by, I think, Reed. Now out of the scrum, it's Yale with it, but knocked loose. Charbonneau recovers. Charbonneau waving around. Villa pokes it, recovered by Schlager. Charbonneau lost it for a bit, now sends it through the neutral zone. Deflected forward, it's a race for the puck. Coleman versus Pace, and it's Koo who takes it. Koo's shot sails high. Rebound chased down briefly by Pace, but it's taken away by Yale, but the clear is knocked back. Another clear attempt does get out to the neutral end, and it's going to be chased down by Reed. Reed pass gets up to Tebow. Tebow gains the blue. Tebow approaching in the corner. Walled off and taken away by Coleman. Taken back by Gifford, pushed into the Framingham end. Russo takes it, sends it around. McCarthy pushes it forward. It's going to go to Hawkins in the corner. Hawkins coming around the back. Nice pass through, but Hughes couldn't get it past Yale. Off a couple of tries, Yale stops both and covers it up. A very well-placed pass from Bertie Hawkins, but just too much traffic in the slot there, and some nice saves by Echo Yale. Off the face-off pass goes back to Gifford. Gifford, a long one, goes all the way to the back. Off the ricochet, it's taken. Pass misses Hawkins, and it's going to be taken by, I think, Holker. Holker couldn't get it through, though. Hughes with the pressure. Hawkins takes it away. Pass misses, taken back by the Flyers. Clear attempt does get out to the neutral zone. Scrum along the boards for the puck. And we've got a whistle as they're going to call the penalty on Caroline Hughes. That'll be Brookline's first penalty, and Framingham will go on the power play. You know, with a play that physical where someone did fall, you wondered if they were going to call something. So with 3:22 on the clock here in the second, it'll be a 2-minute power play for Framingham. Hudson sails it high. Off the ricochet, it's taken by Donnelly. Donnelly racing around the back. Looking. Still skating around, still looking. Now sends a shot. Stick save by Solovi. Recovered by Brookline in the clear. Goes through the skates. Chased down by Donnelly, and Donnelly's pass briefly gets away from Cotta, but she pushes it into the Brookline end. Now taken by Reed. Reed sends it off the boards. Taken back by Framingham. Pass goes back. Shot blocked by Reed. Now battling for it. Major's going to chase after it. Pass back. Hudson long shot. Turned aside. Might have been Solovi. Recovered by Donnelly. Now Reed takes it. Clear intercepted by Cotta. Cotta's shot. Saved by Solovi. .59 seconds still on the penalty with 2:20 on the clock for the period. Face off. And open ice taken shot from Russo is saved by Solovi. The freshman netminder being tested in her first varsity game. Face off, controlled by Robinson. Pass back to Russo. Sends it up the far side to Yale. Yale back to Coleman. Coleman long shot deflects, goes wide. Chased down in the corner by Tebow. Tebow taking off with it on the shorthand. Tebow keeping with it, gains the blue. Tebow still racing after it. Tries to chop one towards the slot, but cannot. Framingham takes it back. And Coleman does get it up the line to Villa. Villa sends it up for Yale, but ripped away by McCarthy. McCarthy pass up to Tebow. Tebow's pass deflected, taken by Villa briefly, but couldn't keep with it. Villa does chase it down, knock it to the back end. Robinson taking it from out the back. Pass misses Russo completely. Yale is going to come all the way out of the net to chase this one down as the penalty ends. Hughes racing out of the box. Long clear, gets briefly past McCarthy, but she takes it. Pass misses her target. No icing. Hughes racing after it. It's knocked away by Coleman. 1 minute to go in the period. As Brookline on the attack. Pace approaching, pass blocked by Peck. Pace takes it back. Battling against Holker. Fends her off, but Peck comes in as reinforcement to take the puck away. This is Villa now skating with it. Villa trying to muscle her way through. Gets it into the Brookline end. Ritzenthaler chasing it down, but Yale right there to knock it away. Now this is Gifford with it. Backhand does get up to Pace. Pace sends a long pass up, finds her target. This is Koo gaining the blue line. Koo weaving. Koo shot blocked. Attempted clear, intercepted by Gifford. Gifford manages to push it forward, and Pace briefly tripped up, but I think they're saying she got puck first, as a couple players just losing their footing at several points in this second period, and that is going to end this period. At the end of 2, the score, the Framingham High Flyers 2, the Brookline High Warriors 0. Folks, during this first, as a summary, the second goal of the game for Framingham came from Maggie Robinson, her second goal of the day, this time assisted by Jasper Russo. But during this second intermission, folks, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about a new local charity we've added to our list of PSAs, and that is Brookline Cares. Brookline Cares is a volunteer organization run by Brookline High School students, which seeks to raise awareness and funds to help people experiencing homelessness. Brookline Cares works closely with an organization called the Empowerment Plan. The Empowerment Plan hires and trains those experiencing homelessness to manufacture their special type of coat, known as the Empower Coat, which can double as a sleeping bag. The coats help to keep those struggling with homelessness warm during these cold winter months, while the jobs manufacturing those coats can help break the cycle of homelessness through gainful employment. Over the past 3 years, Brookline Cares has purchased and distributed over 200 Empower coats and 1,000 pairs of Bombas socks to local community organizations and emergency departments that care for the homeless. And you can help them bring more warmth to those in need. Down in the description section of this video, you can find a link on the website classy.org where you can donate money to the Brookline Cares team, supporting their efforts to purchase and distribute more Empower coats. Or if you're a student interested in joining Brookline Cares, you can find another link in the description section, this time to the organization's website on wixsite.com, where you can find more information about the group and how you can contact them. Once again, check out the links in the description section below and help spread the warmth this winter with Brookline Cares. And on that note, we're going to take another break, mute the mic, but I will be back with coverage of the third and final period of this game. Stay tuned. Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the third and final period of regulation for this high school varsity girls hockey season opener. I can English, I swear, I can, believe me. For this high school varsity girls hockey season opening contest between the visiting Framingham High Flyers and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. Framingham currently holding a 2-0 lead off of 2 goals from Maggie Robinson, 1 assisted by Mackenzie Coleman and 1 assisted by Jasper Russo. Want to give a shout out to a grandparent who sent me an email from Jim Wilson. You are doing a great job. So happy to be watching my granddaughter from my home in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So shout out to Grandpa Jim out in Scranton. Happy to have you tuning in, Jim. And I'm assuming, since there's only one player from either side with the last name Wilson, that your granddaughter is Caitlin Wilson, the freshman defenseman for Brookline number 20. As I would say, even with Brookline trailing, I think the team's young defense has shown a lot of fight and a lot of grit in this first test in their high school careers. I mean, we've seen a lot of minutes going to freshman defensemen Jordan Gifford, Caitlin Wilson, Serafina Ritzenthaler have all gotten a lot of minutes on defense alongside the veterans Etta Reed and Casey McCarthy. And then freshman goalie Jacqueline Solovi came in as a substitute netminder in place of Aurora Charbonneau. And currently we see Charbonneau skating around without her stick or gloves, so I assume Solovi's staying in, and I'm hoping that Charbonneau isn't injured or anything like that. Brookline did have to deal with an injury to their starting goalie last year, as senior Rozzy Carew-Lyons missed a number of games last year, resulted in Charbonneau kind of being thrown into the fire as the backup goalie, being forced to play a number of games off the bench. Now Charbonneau coming in as the veteran, but having been subbed out again, hoping it's not anything like a serious injury or anything like that. But Solovi, despite being thrown into the fire in her first high school game, has done a pretty strong job thus far. And speaking of strong freshman goalie performances, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the job that Echo Yale has done in net for Framingham, working through a 2-period shutout thus far. And even though her team is out shooting Brookline 18-9, as you can see on the scoreboard in your bottom left, Brookline has tested the goalie a few times, and Echo Yale has stood tall so far. Third and final period of regulation underway here at Walter Brown. Zoe Yale skating with it up the near side. Stops, looks, keeps the puck, and sends a pass through, just misses Tatum Villa in the slot there. Sujin Koo tries to clear, but Mackenzie Coleman sends it right back around the back for Maggie Robinson, who's scored twice already today. Brookline takes it back. Izzy Pace, long pass, deflects through, and is going to be collected by Emily Hudson. Pass gets up to Yale. Yale, no one there to pass to. McCarthy takes it, but off the deflection, Yale takes it back and does not avoid the offside. Ref had to blow the whistle a second time just to make sure they heard it. Came out kind of quiet at first, and it was a very close call. Gotta be authoritative. Face-off collected by Framingham. Pass across to Hudson. Hudson sends it up to Carolyn Cotta. Cotta's shot wide of the net. Taken out the back briefly, but lost. Sent to the near boards. Battling for it. Looks like Clara Tebow with the puck, but getting walled off by several Flyers, but off the deflection, Hughes touches it over to Bertie Hawkins. Hawkins dumps it into the Framingham end off the back, and it's taken back by the Flyers. Cotta tries to clear, deflects over to Pagano. Deflects back to Cotta. Cotta sends it into the Brookline end, just misses Keegan Majors. Now Pagano takes it back, pass over to Majors. Majors gets sandwiched, but still comes out with the puck. Along the back, it's lost in the skate. Now poked loose, taken by Brookline. Pushed forward, but Majors backhands it back. Now a couple deflections. Holker took it, but it's sent now off the boards up to Tebow. Tebow battling against Coleman. Tebow loses her footing, but still battling for the puck. Hughes came in, had it for a second, but now it's taken away by Cotta. Around the boards, Majors had it for a sec. Now Majors takes it again. Majors whiffs on the pass, and Serafina Ritzenthaler sends it up the boards around the corner. Coleman takes it. Backhands it forward to Cotta. Gets away from Cotta. McCarthy had it for a second. Pushes it forward. Emma Lurie was battling for it, but it's taken away. Now Pagano chasing after it. Ritzenthaler disrupts it, gets it back to the neutral zone. Cotta passes it back to Russo. Russo out to the far side. Taken by Ritzenthaler. Brookline trying to push it through the neutral zone. It's taken back by Natalie Peck. Battling through, it's Emma Lurie who pushes it forward. Brookline giving their third forward line some work here in the third. Lurie tries to pass, walled off, recovered by Lurie. Lurie sends a shot, deflects, and is saved by Yale. Now cleared out by number 12, Tamarit Samwell. And cleared further out. And now it's a forward press by Brookline. Shot saved by Yale, but recovered around the back. This is Charbonneau. Tries a backhand pass, but it's blocked and recovered by Donnelly. Donnelly tries to clear, gets it out to the neutral zone, gets past a number of players, chased down by Wilson. Caitlin Wilson pushes it into the neutral zone. Peck takes it back, sends it off the boards and high. And it was pushed by Gifford, and then Koo gets up to Pace. Pace still with the puck. Pace pass misses Koo. Koo recovers it in the corner, met by Holker. Pace keeping with the puck. Pass back. Wilson couldn't corral it. Goes into the neutral zone. Wilson pushes it forward. Holker takes it. And it goes out to the neutral zone where it's taken by Gifford. Gifford skating forward. Gifford approaching. Shot saved by Yale. Jordan Gifford saw a lane, and the freshman defenseman wasn't afraid to push forward for that shot attempt. But another nice save by Echo Yale as her shutout continues. Off the face-off, it's taken by Hudson, sent around the boards. Reed blocked it for a sec, and we've got, I think, a high stick call against Framingham. So that's just going to bring it to a face-off in the Framingham end. Face-off, pushed back to McCarthy. McCarthy pushes it forward. Couldn't be corralled by anyone as it goes to the corner. Holker chases it down. Holker sends it around the boards. Battling for it. And Tebow comes out with it. Tebow approaching. Tebow the shot. Save again by Echo Yale. Now skating out with it is Hudson. Pass goes off a skate. Reed gets it back to the neutral zone. Recovered by Zoe Yale. Zoe Yale skating. Disrupted, but it deflects right back to her. Pass off a skate taken by Tatum Villa. Pushes it off the back end. Villa keeping with the puck. Sends it around back to Yale. Yale coming around the back. Pass around the boards. Gets back to Holker. Holker, long insert blocked. Holker recovers. Another insert just goes to the corner this time. I believe that's Robinson. Pass back, misses, but Cotta coming off the bench blocks it. Tebow pushes it forward, but it's recovered by Holker. Tebow keeping up the pursuit. Tebow takes it back. Tebow taking off. Tebow approaching, weaving. Shot turned aside by Yale. Villa tries to clear. Ritzenthaler blocks the clear. Now recovered by Holker. Holker tries to clear it. Knocked down, but in the neutral zone. Ritzenthaler pushes it back to the Framingham end. Hudson takes it. Hudson off the boards. Cotta skating with it and gets it up to Majors. And now Framingham can switch their back pairing. Stick lost in the scrum there, but it's Pagano coming around the back trying to jam it in. Cotta trying to jam it in. And it's just barely stopped by Solovi with a little help, I think, there from Selena Charbonneau. 8.5 minutes left in this game. Off the faceoff, Framingham controls it. Shot by Coleman is stopped short. Squirts out to the corner. Major sends it around. Multiple players scrumming for the puck here. Knocked loose, taken by Framingham. Defense knocks it away. Off the boards, taken by Coleman. Coleman pushes it through, misses her target as Cotta now sends it around the boards. Pagano pass back to Coleman. Coleman tries to push it forward, blocked again. Caught up in the skates, and Charbonneau comes out with it. Charbonneau now taking off. Selena Charbonneau, we know what she can do in transition. She's got the whole forward line with her as she approaches. Shot saved by Yale. It was a 3-on-2 rush, but well covered by the Framingham defense. And Echo Yale again with another nice save. Face-off, controlled by Brookline. Pass back to Reed. Couldn't get enough on the shot. Blocks the clear attempt. Another shot. This one blocked by Samuel, by Tariqua Samuel. Now cleared out by Framingham. Wilson pushes it back. Hudson sends it all the way down. No icing as it goes around the back end. Reed gets there first, but is blocked on the clear. A pass to the slot misses its target. Allen tried to clear it, but it's taken back by Framingham. That one turned aside by Solovi, and no rebound chance for Samuel. Cleared out by Brookline. Schlager trying to take it, but couldn't. It's taken back by Peck. Peck trying to catch them in a change. Shot turned aside by Solovi, and the putback wasn't there. Schlager recovers pass, gets across to Allen. Allen pushes it forward, off the boards. Cleared out. Reed sends it back to the neutral zone. Schlager pushes it forward. Brookline making a line change as Framingham takes it. Pass out. Taken back by Brookline. Out of the boards, McCarthy knocks it free. Tebow takes it, gains the blue line. Tebow approaching, going around the back, trying to sneak it around the back, stopped by Yale. She recovers it, tries a pass back, knocked away by Donnelly. Gifford with the puck now, long pass, finds Hughes, got away from Hughes, but Tebow recovers. Pass for Hughes, Hughes trying to push through several defenders, but cannot. Holker takes it away. Holker skating through the neutral zone. Holker keeping it, gains the blue line. Holker shot, misses wide. Coleman couldn't corral it, and it's taken away by Brookline. Knocked away from Tebow. Hughes couldn't corral it, and it's pushed back to the Brookline end. McCarthy gets there, tries to clear it out, walled off by Holker, but not completely as they call the offsides. 5 minutes and 24 seconds left. Framingham still leads 2-0. Face off, sent back, pushed forward, I think, by Wilson. Now fighting for it is Pace. Pace on the approach. Backhand pass intercepted by Coleman. Off the boards, Charbonneau had it for a second. Now it's knocked loose by Ritzenthaler. Ritzenthaler pushes it forward, stopped by Yale. Around the boards, Charbonneau takes it. Defended by Villa. Poked out of the corner. Chasing after it is Pace. Pace couldn't stay with it. Attempted clear, walled off by Ritzenthaler. Ritzenthaler keeping it pinned to the boards, but it's kicked into the neutral zone. Taken by Wilson. Wilson pushes it through. And now it's stolen away by Charbonneau. Charbonneau one-on-one. Shot. Saved. Oh, just barely couldn't roll into the net. Charbonneau takes it again. Pass goes back. Ritzenthaler long shot. Couldn't be deflected. Oh, it's still there. Oh, it just again slid away. Cleared out to the neutral zone. Wilson trying to push it back. Wilson still battling. Now coming in is Charbonneau to take it. Charbonneau does take it. Charbonneau gains the blue line. Looking, pass back to Wilson. Wilson defended from behind, and it's taken by Pagano. Pagano, now the 2-on-1 rush. Pagano approaching, shot saved by Salovi. Hughes gets it through to the neutral zone, goes off the boards. Hawkins gains the blue, but runs into defenders, trying to keep it moving forward, but it is cleared out. Chasing it down is Gifford. Gifford couldn't quite get it past Pagano, but recovers it. Pass it along to McCarthy. Clear attempt intercepted, and we got a trip against Brookline, and the delayed penalty will be called. With 3 minutes and 13 seconds left in this game, Brookline is going to spend the next 2 minutes on the shorthand for the trip as Birdie Hawkins goes to the box. Face-off is collected by Tebow. Tebow racing with it. Clara Tebow racing on the shorthand. Tebow saved by Yale. Echo Yale has been a wall today. That's now 19 saves for Echo Yale as Brookline has all but evened out the shot count, yet still struggling to find that first goal. You wouldn't believe that this is Echo Yale's first high school varsity game with how she's been playing, but the freshman netminder has been standing tall for the Flyers today. Face-off. Pushed out to the neutral zone. McCarthy missed it, and now it's taken. Approaching, shot blocked by Gifford. Attempted clear, almost taken away, but now it's taken by Pace. Pace pushing it up the ice. Taken back by Donnelly, now taken by McCarthy. Pushed along the far side, and Pace forces it through, but then taken back by the Flyers, pushed all the way down to Salovi. Full change for Framingham, as now this is Gifford skating out with it. Gifford taking off with speed. Gifford gains the blue line. Gifford still approaching. Pass, shot, missed wide as Gifford found Koo in the slot there, but just couldn't complete the shot. Now Framingham skating on the counter. This is Holker, but Gifford going coast to coast to chase her down. Now this one's recovered by Tamarit Samuel. Pass back to Hudson. Hudson winds, fires, blocked by Gifford. What a shift Gifford is having on the PK right now, as Koo pushes it down to the Framingham end. Pass gets away from Samuel, and it's taken by Reed. Reed sends it across. Wilson pokes it forward to Hughes. Hughes trying to fight her way through, but it's taken back. This is Peck. Peck, shot save, Solovi. Cleared out by Hughes. But Tamarit Samwell stands it up. Still scrumming for the puck, and Samwell lost her footing, and Hughes takes it back, sends it around the boards. Gets to Tebow. Tebow skating with it through the neutral zone. Tebow gains the blue line, lost her stick. Just chasing the puck and trying to kick it. Acting like a soccer player temporarily as Hughes pushes it around. Wilson tried to keep it in the attack end, but it's ultimately taken by Russo. 1 minute to play. The penalty time is up. 1 minute left for Brookline to try and get on the board. Russo sends one through, misses wide of the net. Brookline trying to clear it out, and they do. Pushed along the boards. No icing. Chased down by Coleman. Coleman, a long pass, misses everybody. No, yes icing. 32.2 seconds left in this game. And got to be on the lookout for the empty net call for Brookline as they trail by 2 here in the closing seconds. But for right now, they are leaving Solovi in the net and simply going 5-on-5. Off the face-off, it is won by Framingham. Around the boards, it's taken by McCarthy. McCarthy inserts, redirect, misses wide. Might have been the last best chance for Brookline as Framingham is working it up the ice, but Ritzenthaler knocks it back. 12 seconds left, and Framingham almost clears it out, kicked back, but offsides. 8.6 seconds left on the clock. Framingham going to take the season-opening win over Brookline off a stellar net-minding performance from Echo Yale. As the final seconds tick away, and that almost does it as the last seconds tick off, and that will do it. The Framingham High Flyers, led by 2 goals from Maggie Robinson and a shutout net-minding performance from freshman goalie Echo Yale, take the season-opening win over Brookline 2-0. But you know what? I think this was a pretty good game for both teams. You know, Brookline was coming in with a lot of new faces, a lot of players that had to, pick up much larger roles this season, and a lot of the new players showed a lot of promise today. I was really impressed with the defensive efforts from the young defensive core from Brookline after graduating all the key defenders they had last year. To see the strong play from freshmen like Jordan Gifford and Caitlin Wilson and Serafina Ritzenthaler, not to mention the backup goalie Jacqueline Solovi, all freshmen, and of course led by some strong veteran performances from Etta Reed and Casey McCarthy, 2 defensemen who were pretty low on the pairings last year are now leaders on the defense this year, and I think they gave a strong effort. Was impressed by Selena Charbonneau on the forward end. Despite being a freshman, she shows great ability in the transition. Some returning players who weren't the most prominent attackers for the team last year, like Caroline Hughes and Bertie Hawkins, showed a lot more aggressiveness, a lot more assertiveness now as veterans, and I was as a fan, I was pleased to see that, as well as some returning players that I knew had some strong abilities like Clara Tebow, Izzy Pace, and Sujin Koo showed some abilities again. Weren't quite able to finish, but they generated a lot of good chances on the offense. Overall, I thought it was very well fought by Brookline, but ultimately just a very strong outing from Framingham. That top forward line of Maggie Robinson, Zoe Yale, and Tatum Villa was very impressive with how they kept up that forward pressure, and of course Robinson with the 2 goals. Strong play from a lot of veterans on their defensive end. And like I said, the star of the show to me is the freshman goalie, Echo Yale. What a performance she had to get the shutout. But that is going to do it. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. We got a couple of final notes of kindness from Stephen Russo in the live chat. Jesse, nice job calling the game. Thank you very much, Stephen. And in my email from another grandparent, Barbara Treacy. Hi, Jesse. Thank you so much for the great announcing for the Brookline-Framingham girls hockey game as I watch my Brookline granddaughter, Jacqueline Solovi, play goalie. I'm watching and listening from my home in Peabody and appreciate the opportunity. Thank you very much for the kind words, Barbara. But that's going to do it. Final score, Framingham 2, Brookline 0. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming sports live streams. I'll be back here at Walter Brown on Saturday as the Brookline girls hockey team will be back here for another in-conference matchup against the Red Hawks of Natick High School this Saturday at 3 back here at Walter Brown. Be sure to stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel can help. Thanks to all those who brought the good vibes and the support in the live chat. If there's anything you'd like to say after this live stream has concluded, you can say it in the comment section down below. Also, be sure to go down below to the description section of this video where you can find some information and some helpful links about our local charity spotlight, Brookline Cares. Find out how you can help share the warmth with those in the community experiencing homelessness throughout these cold winter months. Check that out in the description section. Also, further down below in the description section, or if you just want to check out the bottom right corner of your screen, you can see some more information about me, a link to my personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past that, you can just email me directly with any questions or requests you may have. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, where I sometimes post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Framingham 2, Brookline 0 from Walter Brown Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.